The other day I posted a video about Southern Tactical Cetme Classic Rifle not accepting Cetme magazines. It is just an observation I had. I have about 10 different magazines that I accumulated for this gun. Recently. I haven't had them a long time. So the magazine that came with the rifle goes in here and locks in real tight with no plate. I bought a group of magazines at a gun shop that the guy sold me dirt cheap, and a 5-rounder and 4 20-rounders, none of those magazines will go in this gun. And I don't mean tapping or, giving it a nudge. They don't go in at all. So I didn't know the guy had the mags, so I already ordered 4 mags from another place. So when these magazines came, I got those after the first initial thing here with the mags. 2 of them out of the 4, when you give them a tap, will pop in and lock. Okay, just like what PA Gun Guy does. So I was thinking, what could it be, and this and that, and everything else. Well, after posting this video, not only did I get contacted from Southern Tactical's customer service department, they sent a message, and basically what they told me was, because I said something, they must have modified this magazine to fit. They told me, first of all, we don't modify any of the magazines. The guns are built, obviously with a new part and set to where they're on the tight side, or however the tolerance in the receiver is. Because they said the availability of surplus mags, or the quality or condition of the surplus mags, a lot of magazines are worn out, and if they get in there and they do not fit tight, it will cause feeding problems, which I can understand that. All right, I understand. That's why they built the gun that way. And they said, we just call us, we'll send you a return label, send the gun to us, we will fix anything that's wrong with it, and we'll return it with a few spare mags for your trouble. Okay. Now, I did not call them. They seen my video, and within 24 hours, they more or less contacted me and told me that they just return this firearm and will straighten out whatever issues you have with it, on their dime. Now, these firearms ain't exactly, like some of the guns I've been reviewing, these clearance sale $100 shotguns or nothing. These guns, are in a different category, price-wise. Now, for this company to contact me, okay, obviously watching my video and tell me, send it back, contact them, tell me what I'm not happy with about this gun, and send it back and they will fix it. Okay, so I think that's pretty, I have to compliment them on that. And there are a couple other items that they're making that I probably will buy from them. But let's go back to the magazine deal. What the deal is with these. And after I made this video, I also got different comments and other things. The fix for this is very simple. You just file an edge on the mag a little bit, just a little at a time, till it fits in this gun. You're basically fitting the magazine to this gun. Not a big deal. I don't have a ton of money in them, and I'm not going to use them in anything else but this gun. Okay, it's an easy thing to do, and I'll make a video about it. So the problem basically is solved. Now, the source or cause of the problem is the variance in these magazines. Okay, I have this, and I have the Century Arms CA308. Okay. Supposedly they should take the same magazines, okay? So the magazines that don't fit in here, most of them will fit and the Century Arms gun, which is basically a HK91 clone. They snap in, except this one. And looking at this one, I seen a problem. When the sheet metal was stamped out, there's a huge burr on the very edge. They had a rollover or a mismatch when they punched out this section. The tool must have been dull. This magazine will not fit in this gun. It will not fit in the CA308. Okay. So the problem is not the guns. Okay. In other words, I believe this thing is new. That's why it's tight. That's why it's hard to get them to lock in. The same part on the CA308 is worn, and you can look up in the mag. Well, this is a brand new part with sharp edges and no wear or nothing. The one in the other gun is slightly worn on the edges, and you can see where it's been used over time. So it has a little bit more play, and the magazines that won't lock in here pretty easily lock in there. Okay, so the problem would be either to change that latch with a used one, or get another one and maybe file a little bevel on the end of it or something, and then the magazines will go as is. I don't want to modify the gun. I would rather take a few of these magazines, which are not that expensive, and file a little edge there, which is about 5 thousandths. It's a simple fix. And then get them to fit in this very tight and leave the gun that way. But I was impressed by the company reaching out to me, wanting to correct the problem free of charge. Now, but the other thing, I did do another video where it's difficult to get this buttstock off. I have to kind of tap it off with a mount. But it is loosening up as we go. Now, there's a reason also why they built the gun that way. Okay, the old parts, some of these parts could be 50 years old. You don't want the weapon just falling apart. So as far as I'm concerned, the fact that it's tight and everything, and that these pins are somewhat tight and you gotta fool around to get them in and out, that's fine with me. I'd rather have the weapon that way than to where the pins drop out and the buttstock falls off when I pick the gun. Okay, that's my personal feelings. So again, I don't have a need to send this back, even though the company offered that any issue whatsoever will be taken care of. Okay, so I have to give this company credit for that. I don't see Century Arms doing that, or some of these other places. So I gotta say I compliment Southern Tactical for their customer service. Now, as for the gun, other than those two little negative things, and that's what it was when I was reviewing. There's only two things wrong with it. So far, I had to get a tool, figured out how the sights work, went sighted in, and I fired, I'd say, 60 rounds. And I haven't posted the videos yet of me sighting the center, firing it. But this weapon has functioned flawlessly. Not a single problem. Okay, the only thing about these guns is when you rack this back, and I had them in a bag, if you slap down the thing, send the bolt home, if you got them in a rest of some sort and the handle hits this or the bag, those were the only malfunctions I had with this and the CA308. Okay, other than that, both of them function. This gun is smoother operating than the Century Arms rifle. This gun, the finish is fantastic. This firearm looks exceptional, and it is about as close to getting a Cetme C that's historically correct as you're going to get. So the quality, workmanship, and everything when I reviewed it is great. Okay. Two little issues. The magazine really is a simple one, and whoever's opinion. And I've also been contacted by several people that they've had the same problems with Century Arms rifles. Now, Century Arms for like about 30 years has been making some sort of version of this You know, as a Cetme with Cetme sights, they might have these Cetme stock. They may have the German Heckler and Koch stock on there. Okay, they've over the years, over the past 30 years, they've made all kinds of different variations and versions. So other people must have run into the same problem, which tells me it's a problem with quality control or variances in the magazines, not the guns being made by the gun makers. Okay, because it's kind of hard to make a weapon that guaranteed will work with all, and then some of this stuff could have been reworked and laying around for the past 50 years also, you know. So there it is. So once again, I would like to thank Southern Tactical for their generous offer, but I am satisfied with your product, and at this point in time, don't feel the need to return it to me. I believe I can adjust everything myself. But I do really appreciate the offer. Alright guys, hit the like button, subscribe, stay tuned. There's going to be more about this gun, the mags, the accuracy. I've already been asked, I go out and shoot this thing. And I'm also going to tell you how these sights work, which is another mystery, I guess. Alright.